Hey yo guys, this is Jared aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, bringing you some more MLB thoughts for Monday, April 9th, 2012. And as usual, playing in the background, something different, not the same old clips I've been using tirelessly now, but some new MLB 2K12 gameplay footage. Yeah, that's right, I finally took the time out to actually play something new. But enough about my non-accomplishment. Let's get into my non-accomplishment over the weekend, which were my picks. Having failed to do a proper recap over Saturday's events, let's take a quick look back at what went down, shall we? This entire weekend proved to be really rough on me, as I went 7 for 8 in my picks on Saturday. My big stinkers in picks were the New York Mets going over the Atlanta Braves, the Kansas City Royals going over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the St. Louis Cardinals dropping a big goose egg against the Milwaukee Brewers, the Astros out-dominating the Colorado Rockies offense, the Phillies failing to put up any kind of run support for Cliff Lee in a real tight one against the Pirates, the Marlins taking exception to my criticism of their offense as they put up 8 runs against the Reds, the New York Yankees once again coming short against the Rays, and the Chicago White Sox beating out the Rangers with the help of Jake Peavy maintaining the Rangers offense within the yard boundaries. Sunday proved no better as I went a pitiful 6 and 8 to follow up. My stinkers would include Boston once again choking in Detroit, the Rockies once again falling short to the Astros, Randy Wolf proving me right that my faith in him was completely misguided as the Brewers dropped to the Cardinals, the Cubs narrowly edging out the Nationals, the Angels again dropping to the Royals, the Dodgers believing that 3 was simply enough as they dropped to the Padres, and the Giants falling to the D-backs. This would bring my grand total on the season to a 25 and 23 record. Simply pitiful. But shifting from the terrible, we now look at the tremendous. A look back at Saturday's big highlights and top performers. We begin out in Milwaukee as Zack Greinke finally shut me up in that he can remain ace-like, going 7 innings and surrendering no earned runs on 4 hits and no walks while collecting 7 strikeouts on a 91 pitch count. Helping out Greinke's cause would be Corey Hart, who would launch 2 home runs, one in the 2nd inning off of Wainwright and again in the 6th inning off Victor Marte. Ricky Weeks would also cap off the day with a home run in the 8th inning off Fernando Salas. While over at Minute Maid Park, Lucas Harrell would spoil Jimmy Moyer's big return to Major League Baseball while going 7 innings and surrendering only 3 hits. Moyer, who hadn't pitched a game since July 20th of 2010, would surrender 4 runs on 5 hits with 1 walk spread out over 5 innings. 2 of those hits would be big fly balls off the bats of Jordan Schaefer and JD Martinez. Meanwhile, in Arlington, Alex Rios' 9th inning home run off Joe Nathan would give the White Sox a 4-3 lead that they would hold on and secure to give Robin Ventura his first managerial win as a White Sox manager. Adam LaRoche would have a big day at Wrigley Field as he would go 4 for 5 with a 2-run home run off Matt Garza in the 4th inning. A 2-out solo shot by Danny Espinosa in the top of the 8th would lead into a 5-run rally by the Nationals. Progressive Field would once again play host to extra innings baseball as the Indians and Blue Jays required 12 innings to figure out what initially started as a pitching duel. Both Brandon Morrow and Ubaldo Jimenez would post up similar stats, both going 7 innings, both surrendering 2 runs on 1 hit with 3 walks, and both collecting 3 strikeouts. The only difference, Morrow's runs were unearned and came off a Jason Kipnis 2-run home run in the 5th inning. The Tigers would announce after their 10-0 victory over the Boston Red Sox that Doug Fister would be placed on the 15-day DL, suffering with left costochondral strain. they have recalled right-handed pitcher Brian Villarreal from AAA Toledo, but the Tigers would have something to celebrate during the course of the game, as Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder would jack 2 home runs each. Cabrera is coming in the 1st and the 5th, while Fielder is coming in the 4th and the 5th. Alex Avila would also chip in with a 4th inning home run of his own, all of them off of Josh Beckett. And capping off the Saturday highlights, PNC Park was given reason to rock out as the Pirates walked off with a big victory over the Philadelphia Phillies on a 10th inning Alex Presley infield single to Jimmy Rollin. And now a quick look at Sunday's daily leaders. Last year's American League Rookie of the Year, Jeremy Hellickson, on his 25th birthday, would go 8 2/3 innings, surrendering no runs on 3 hits and posting 4 strikeouts against division rival New York Yankees. Cubs starter Jeff Samardzija would go 8 2/3 innings, surrendering 1 run on 4 hits and collecting 8 strikeouts. Jason Hammel of the Baltimore Orioles would go 8 and surrender 1 run on 2 hits and collecting 5 strikeouts. Tiger slugger Miguel Cabrera would go 3 for 5 on the day with a home run, 5 RBIs, and 3 runs. While at Chase Field, Lyle Overbay would go 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Jay Bruce would have a huge day of his own, going 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored, while young catching sensation Carlos Santana of the Cleveland Indians would also go 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Cardinals reliever turned starter Lance Lynn surrendered 1 run on 2 hits over 6 2/3 innings pitched and collecting 8 strikeouts. Cardinals backup center fielder Shane Robinson went 3 for 5 with a home run, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored, while Carlos Beltran went 3 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Mets shortstop Ruben Tejada went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Padre starter Clayton Richard surrendered no runs on 2 hits with 3 strikeouts over 7 innings. Now shifting our focus over to today's events, baseball will start in Philadelphia at 1:05 p.m. Eastern as the Phillies host the Miami Marlins. The pitchers matchup here will be Cole Hamels taking on Anibal Sanchez. I'm going with Philadelphia in this one. The Twins will hope to turn their luck around as they host the visiting Los Angeles Angels. Nick Blackburn takes to the mound and will be charged to take on the debuting CJ Wilson. I personally believe this is a bad matchup for the Twins, as Nick Blackburn does tend to struggle very heavily at times. I expect the Angels to hand the Twins their 4th straight loss. NL West action will take place in Colorado as the Rockies host the San Francisco Giants. Jolie Chachin will take to the mound to face off against Barry Zito. I'm favoring Colorado in this matchup. Baseball will continue at Progressive Field as the Indians now host the Chicago White Sox. Josh Tomlin will be charged the duty of outdueling Chris Sale. I'll be siding with Hawk Harrelson on this one, rooting for the good guys, Chicago White Sox. The Cubs will look to build from their success on yesterday's performances by sending out Chris Volstad to host the visiting Milwaukee Brewers and Sean Markham. This one seems a pretty easy pick for me, as I'll be siding with the Brew Crew, while the American League East heats up with Brian Mattis and the Baltimore Orioles hosting Ivan Nova and the New York Yankees. The Orioles have traditionally become the punching bag for the Yankees whenever they need a win. Therefore, I expect the Pinstripes to leave nothing but black and blue all over the birds. The Blue Jays will send up Hector Alvarez to take on the Red Sox and Felix DeBront. This one could go either way, but I fear as though the Red Sox woes may end up continuing at the Rogers Center. While at the Great American Ballpark, the Cardinals will send up veteran right-hander Jake Westbrook to take on Reds Homer Bailey. With the way the organization has been treating Bailey over the past few years, it's likely he will continue to find struggle as he tries to once again grow comfortable with any kind of role. This level of inconsistency leads me to believe that the Cardinals will continue their red-hot streak. Edwin Jackson of the Washington Nationals will be tasked with facing off against Mike Pelfrey and the New York Mets. Both pitchers typically tend to struggle during the month of April, but it's likely that Pelfrey will continue his woes and cough up the Mets' first loss on the season. J.A. Happ will take to the mound to face off against Brandon Beachy as the Astros host the Atlanta Braves. Many scouts are unhappy with the performance of Beachy during spring training, but I'd be more worried with the lack of offense the Braves have shown throughout the entire Mets series. If anything, Beachy may turn up a tremendous performance, but be on the losing end simply because of lack of run support. I'll be siding with the Astros in this one. While in Arlington, the Seattle Mariners will send up Hector Noesi to tackle on the debuting Yu Darvish. Personally, after seeing Darvish in the 2009 World Baseball Classic, I do believe he is the real deal. I've even been calling for his debut 2 years sooner than reality would allow. I'm a firm believer that his debut will be a dominant one over a weaker offense in the Mariners. Saddle me up with a Rangers victory. And finishing off the day will be the Oakland Athletics hosting the Kansas City Royals with a pitching matchup of Tom Milone versus Luis Mendoza. The way Kansas City has been swinging their bats as of late, I do believe Mendoza will get enough run support to carry his efforts to a victory. So this one seems a no-brainer for me. Kansas City Royals will win this one out. So to quickly recap, here are my picks once more. The Phillies, the Angels, the Rockies, the Sox, the Brewers, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Cards, the Nationals, the Stros, the Rangers, the Royals. That's going to do it for this edition of MLB Thoughts. I will see you guys later. Peace.